I'm Rozz. I've got a hunger for wild experiences. And I'm always on the hunt for the unexpected. In the last season of Fringe Fans,
Oh my god, are you okay?
I've experienced some of Singapore's strangest pastimes. And now I'm back for more.
People can just take anything for free.
This season is all about the fanatics and diehards in some of Singapore's quirkiest communities.
Are we all ready to be Jedi Knights?
In this episode, I meet a group that's obsessed with speed.
He flies like a madman. He's always pushing full throttle.
They sink thousands of dollars
I think I spent close to 80 to 90K.
and put in hundreds of training hours to push their beloved machines to the limit.
So for me in Korea, I brought 5 drones there and came back with one. One caught fire.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
This is How to Be a Fringe Fan Again. They're fast and furious. These drones have been created for a single purpose: to win.
This racing drone here weighs about 500 grams or a loaf of bread, but it packs a punch. Tuned to perfection, this can reach a top speed of 180 kilometers per hour. And you don't want to be near one when it's blazing through the air.
Welcome to the world of competitive drone racing, where virtual meets reality. This sport uses first-person view or FPV goggles that puts racers into an immersive racing experience. It's a sport that gives speed-obsessed drone pilots all the thrills without taking the spills. FPV drone racing started in 2011 in Germany. But it really took off in the mid-2010s when professional drone racing leagues were born. Today, thousands of FPV drone pilots compete in races where cash prizes and reputations are at stake, while millions of fans tune in to catch the action via live streams.
There are no official statistics on the number of FPV drone racing pilots in Singapore, which probably goes to show what a fringe activity this is. Unofficially, I've heard there's no more than 30 of them, and just a handful who are serious competitive pilots. They fly every Sunday, usually at a field in the north of Singapore. Hey guys! Hi! Can I sit here?
Yep.
Wow, look at this setup. These guys are in their zone.
Yep.
So, how long have y'all been racing drones?
I've been flying 6 years.
6?
Yep.
And you guys?
I did about 7.
7?
For me, just 2 years.
So what got you into the whole hobby?
To me, it's a thrilling beating others and it's an adrenaline rush to me.
For me, primarily, it's fascination of flying in general. And generally, I'm very interested in tinkering with stuff, so I built my own drones and all. This hobby kind of encapsulates everything that I like about it. Flying, going fast and building stuff.
So for me, right, I feel like the FPV view is super immersive, which makes it very fun for me. And also, I like how the motor sounds is very loud and noisy.
You know, like F1 cars are like that too.
Yeah, right.
This looks really expensive. What's the damage been so far?
So for me, within 2 years, I spent about 3 to 4K, but my parents are very supportive.
Throughout the 6 years, I spent at least 40K, including all the overseas spending.
Oh my gosh! And then again, he says it's okay.
It's a hard pain.
For myself, over the 7 years, I think I spent close to 80 to 90K.
What?
Yeah, so I tend to spend a lot on buying parts that are new, very curious to know how they perform. Especially in the early days when I first started flying, I tend to crash a lot. So I spend a lot of money on repairing stuff. But yes, yeah, don't tell my wife that.
We're on national TV and possibly regional.
But it's okay, you can't put a price to happiness.
Still, money clearly gets you more bang for the buck when you're obsessed about flying faster. Pilots go for races bringing not one, but multiple drones to ensure they always have backups. On average, a drone pilot serious about winning races needs to spend at least $10,000 on buying, repairing, upgrading, and replacing equipment constantly. So this drone racing can get pretty expensive if you're aiming to be the top gun. And this doesn't even include the money that pilots need to fork out to compete at major overseas races. I'm itching, literally, because we're here in this field, and also dying to try the FPV drone. Can I have a go at it?
Yes, let's go. I do have one ready for you right here.
Let's go.
Yay!
I've been flying drones for 7 years, but the drones I've flown are so different from these. I mean, I do think I can fly a drone pretty well, but these racing drones look like they're on a totally different level.
Horizontal like this, you're at that angle, and then how that pitch it forward, and then it's going to go forward. Turn. There we go. But again, right. Gentle.
And the crash course turns out to be literally that.
To left, to the right, yes. No, left. This arm.
Man, I really don't know what that was about, but I'm damn sorry for crashing your drone.
It's okay. The drones are designed to take the hits. And no, that's Andrew over there, who just came back from the States.
Hi.
He is back to practice for the Drone World Cup that's taking place in Korea for the next 2 weeks.
The Korea race is one in a series of drone racing World Cup events held in different cities. The invite-only event brings top drone pilots from around the world to pit their skills against one another.
You know what we should do? We should have a fun race. Me, you, Iz and Gerald. We should go for it.
Sure.
I already configured it for you already.
Rozz FPV in the house.
Okay, let's go.
Alright, so the race format is first pilot to 3 laps will win the race. I will count you off. On a 3, 2, 1, on a go, then you move off. Are we clear? Okay, very good. Let's go.
So at the start line, the pros is Gerald and Andrew, and the upstart rookie, Rozz.
3, 2, 1, go!
It's a lightning start for all the pros who are pushing their drones to the limit from the get-go. Except for our rookie, who crashes out of the race just seconds into it. That lasted like 2 seconds. But the race must go on. A steep turn ahead. Will they all make it? And Gerald is the first to cross the line. He wins the race. Gerald!
Thank you.
My goodness! I did not stand a chance against you guys. I thought you guys were fast, but I didn't think you'd be this fast.
Well, Ross, you just raced with the top 3 fastest pilots in Singapore. These guys consistently place in the top 3 in local races, overseas races. In fact, Andrew over there just came in 6th in the FAI World Cup as well.
Thanks, for setting me up with the Usain Bolts of the drone racing world. Seriously, how long do I need to practice to get to that level?
Maybe like 10 years?
Very rude, okay? I don't have that time. I crashed my drone early in the race. But even in professional racing, collisions and wipeouts happen all the time. So why do these racing drones crash so often? And how bad is the damage? I'm heading to Andrew's place to find out. Oh my gosh!
So Rozz, welcome to my house, and this is my collection.
It seems like you've taken up like more than half of your parents' home with your drones.
Maybe less than half. So very wide assortment of drones here, from small ones. These are called toothpicks. They're very lightweight and they're under 250 grams, so they're legal to fly in Singapore without a license.
What are you guys doing?
So Gerald's fixing his drones for the Malaysia race this weekend, and I'm fixing my drones too for competition in Korea next weekend.
I've been crashing all my drones. Just wondering, is it like a newbie problem, or do you guys as pros still crash your drones?
The question is not if you crash your drone, but when you crash the drone. Even for really good pilots, if you're pushing your personal limits, you're going to crash, you're going to break stuff. It's inevitable.
Pro pilots like us, we fly in acro mode. It means that there's no stabilization of the drone, which makes it harder to control, but makes it go way faster. So for me in Korea, I brought 5 drones there and came back with one caught fire.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
So, is there a repair center? Or
No, there's no repair center here. I feel like even if there was one, it wouldn't be sustainable as you crash all the time, and we always constantly need to repair after every session.
You can't be a successful drone pilot if you don't know how to repair your own drones.
Okay, so besides having pro skills, right, you need these super fast drones to help you win. Where do you buy them?
Building custom drones is always the solution because it lets you choose what parts you want. It's very highly customizable and repairable, and if you know your drone intimately, you can repair it most easily when it crashes.
To sustain your interest in a hobby, you really need to have passion.
Yeah, I think the passion is really where it comes in. When you had a really bad flying day, you crashed, you broke all your drones, they're full of mud and stuff. You come back and you say, okay, I'm gonna fix everything. I'm gonna do it before I shower, before I eat. I'm gonna fix all my drones first.
For me, it's like a mental barrier. I feel like I need to learn how to walk all over again.
There's definitely a big mental barrier, and many pilots have experienced frustration when they can't achieve their results.
Another barrier for pilots is the limited spaces they can practice racing in Singapore. The Civil Aviation Authority of Singapore has an online map of no-fly zones. These zones mark where drones are not permitted to fly. And that means drone pilots have limited choices of wide-open spaces to practice their high-speed moves. Warning! This hobby is not for the faint-hearted. If you fall in love with the sport, you will need a lot of cash, time, and commitment with a capital C in order to make this relationship work. But consider me intrigued. I am now very, very keen on finding out how to be a hardcore FPV drone racer. So, how do I join the Cool Kids Club?
Anyone is welcome to join actually. But if you want to feel how it's really like to be committed, why not take up this challenge?
Okay.
So your challenge is to build up small, simple but specialized drones, and also to come back and race with us again when you are confident.
So it won't matter if I come in last for this race. I just need to complete the race without crashing. Well, the challenge sounds pretty tough, and I have to put in lots of practice hours before I can come back to race these pros. And it sounds very intense, but in the spirit of try everything once, challenge accepted. This episode, I'm learning about first-person view or FPV drone racing. It's a hobby that lets you experience what it's like to be in a supersonic fighter jet when you push your drones to the limits. I want to join the Cool Club too, but to do that, the drone pilots have given me two challenges. First, I have to build my own drone instead of buying something off the shelf. And two, I have to master FPV drone flying so I can return to race them. Remember Gerald, who flew with me? Well, thankfully, he has agreed to show me the ropes.
So what we're going to do today is let you fly and build one of these.
Oh my god, it is really tiny. This is a drone?
Yeah, that is a drone.
Okay.
So what this drone does compared to this, it is less powerful and less explosive, hence easier to maneuver and control in indoor spaces.
This is what beginners use?
Yes, that's right.
So how long is this going to take me to make?
Maybe a few hours and you'll get you one.
Okay, let's get down to it.
Welcome.
Oh, so cool!
Yep.
These pocket-sized drones are known as tiny whoops. Invented in 2016, their lightweight frames made FPV drones safe for the indoors and around people, kicking off a worldwide craze for indoor drone racing. I'm here to meet Wei Chen, who leads the McPherson Drone Interest Group. These pilots come to the McPherson Community Club every Saturday to fly their micro drones. Gerald and Iz, whom I've met earlier, race both indoor and outdoor drones, so they come here to train as well.
Hi. This is Wei Chen. He's the leader of the McPherson Drone Interest Group. This is what we're going to do today. We're going to build a tiny whoop which is all laid out on the table here. And Wei Chen is going to teach you how to do so.
So these are the very basic components of the drone that we fly. You have your radio, your goggle receivers, your flight controllers, camera, motors, propellers, batteries.
How much would this cost?
You'll be looking at about 300 for a set.
With Wei Chen's help, I'm building my indoor drone part by part. So let me try. How would you know?
You just follow this.
These are the tiniest screws!
Maybe I'll...
Okay, wait. Is this like a...
Not too tight, just nice.
Just nice?
Counterclockwise on this one.
All the way in?
Yes, all the way.
Like that?
Yep. Okay, you're done.
All right, everybody say hi to my new boyfriend. The boyfriend who does not like to be controlled, but I shall attempt. So, teach me how to fly this.
Come on. Yeah.
What? Ah!
Press
Okay,
it to stop.
Okay, that was horrible. Absolutely horrible. Okay, I'm gonna try again.
can't see anything. What happened?
You crashed at the back of the room.
Oh my god, I cannot do this. I really, I tried my best. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's okay. What I feel that you should do now is to go on a simulator and practice there with your... The simulator will help you train your muscle memory and help you to learn the basic controls of the drone.
Drone simulation games are designed to give users the feel of flying a real drone, starting from the basics.
Okay, so do you have any tips for me before I start?
You can focus on throttle control first.
Okay, so it's the same as just now.
Since this is a sim, right, it will not drift. So you can be comfortable to try and practice your throttle control and be able to maintain a constant altitude.
Whoa! Damn! Okay, go back. Oh my god, that was intense! But you know what? Flying it on the sim is just so much more exhilarating, I feel, because there's no damage involved and I can just go over and over again, and somehow it just feels more stable and I don't need to wear the goggles. That's a huge plus for me. But I know ultimately I still need to put on the whole kit, so practice is the only way through.
And this practice is going to make all the difference, so I can build some rapport with it and get it to do my bidding.
So when you push on the throttle, and together with the pitch, this is called pitch, you'll fly straight.
So you kind of need to find like a sweet spot between the throttle and the pitch. I've been training on a flight simulator and trying to master the tiny whoop in my apartment. I'm doing a little bit better, I think, on the flight sim than flying the actual drone. With just a few days until I race with Elvin and his team, I need some tips on how to control my drone better. I've decided to get some tips from another group of FPV pilots. Many of them picked up drone racing only in the past 3 years, so they might have some sympathy and tips for a struggling newbie like me.
Edwin?
Hey, hi Rozz. Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you. This place is so cool.
Yeah, this is our playground. Let me
Okay.
show you the place.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh wow, okay. Okay, Edwin, so the real reason why I'm here is because I'm learning how to fly a tiny whoop and I can't seem to get it to fly straight or even fly without crashing. So I'm here to get some tips.
Okay, I think it's very important to understand how a drone flies. Right? The drones don't fly straight, it flies this way.
Right.
All right, so when you push on the throttle and together with the pitch, this is called pitch, you'll fly straight. So the faster you want to fly is that you tilt the higher angle, is actually basically can fly this way.
Right.
Whereas you want to take a corner, all right, the drone will actually need to yaw the pitch and throttle and take this way. It's not turning this way, but it's turning this way.
So you kind of need to find like a sweet spot between the throttle and the pitch.
Yes. And you need to practice a lot.
So if I use your method, right, how fast can I make the drone fly? What must I do?
First of all, I think you have to do some practice on flight simulators, at least 2 hours per day. And I think the average pilot would take around 1 month to fly a drone straight.
Edwin, I don't have 1 month. To bystanders, drone flying seems simple and effortless, but many hours go into flight training or stick time, where they learn how to manipulate the sticks on the flight controllers to get the drone to do exactly what they have in mind, all while viewing through their goggles.
Whoa! That was amazing!
Thank you.
I don't know how you do it.
Initially, when I tried wearing on the goggles, I flew like about 2 hours and I got 3 days of headache.
That sounds absolutely horrible.
Of course, this is something that I got to get over, so it took me about 2-3 months.
What would make you want to push through that torture? For 2 months, you know?
Yeah, I guess that time was really interest, and now it turned passion.
Okay, so then what keeps you motivated?
I actually started with zero knowledge of flying. For now, I can fly smoothly and actually learning to fly faster so that I can reach the race standard.
Wow.
And somehow along the way, I also pick up new skills to fix my own drone.
Wow.
Yeah, do minor repairs. Yeah, so that was the achievement that I get at the end of the day.
I returned to my training with renewed energy and determination to improve my flying skills.
What was that? Was that good?
I'm back to complete my challenge. I'm determined to fly against the pros and complete my race without crashing.
Alright, good morning people, welcome to the race today. So the format for today's event is going to be first person to complete the 3 laps around the track. Alright, ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's go! Pilots, 3, 2, 1, go! Disarm! Flick the switch. Well done, Gerald.
Oh, Gerald won?
Nice.
Oh, well done. I didn't last long. Okay. Oh my gosh, what happened there, Alvin? I thought I was flying in a straight line and then I hit something, I don't know what.
You were flying straight and then you clipped the ground, and I think what happened was that you got slightly disorientated because when you bounced off, the drone was facing in a different direction, and because there's that disorientation, right, you were going off in a different direction. So safety protocols will be, I'll just tell you, so you disarm the drone immediately, you went on the ground, so everything is good.
One thing I did right, disarm.
Everything is good.
Oh, comforting words from Alvin, even though I crashed and burned seconds into the race. It's not all bad though. I did build my own drone, and I've picked up some new flying skills. But to race with Singapore's best of the best, I'm going to need a lot more practice.
I can't say the results are unexpected because I did give myself a very unrealistic timeline of 7 days to race with a pro. I mean, who does that? But through this, I can say I've got a newfound appreciation for my personal drone, all the back-end machinery that keeps my drone safe so that I look cool while flying it. And also have mad respect for all the professional drone racers here like Gerald, Alvin, and their whole gang. The time, passion, money they've invested into this hobby is hats off.